You know, a good DJ can control their crowd, either on the mic, through the music, or both.
You are now listening to the BV Mobile Apps Podcast. The show is designed to help you grow your mobile app audience and get advice from experts in your industry. Now, here's your host, Sean Garvey.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another great edition of the BV Mobile Apps Podcast with the architect here, Sean Garvey. I want you to stay tuned because coming up later on in the podcast, we're going to give you some information on how you can get your app customized through BV Mobile Apps. So I want you guys to stay tuned, and we are going to provide you with that information shortly. On the telephone lines right here on the BV Mobile Apps Podcast, I have an amazing special guest, and I want all of my aspiring female DJs to listen to this important podcast. It is very, very paramount that you listen to this podcast. We have a professional DJ on the line. Well, matter of fact, she's not only a professional DJ, she's an award-winning female DJ from Denver, Colorado. She has so many accolades. She has traveled all around the world, and she's only been doing this profession for about a decade now. And she is here to talk to female DJs and provide advice for women who want to be DJs in the industry. I have the pleasure of speaking to DJ Timeko. Hey, good day, DJ Timeko. How you doing?
Hey, thank you.
We really appreciate you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to our listeners right here on the BV Mobile Apps Podcast, because I understand you have some important information to share with our BV Mobile App Podcast listeners, especially women who want to be DJs, because in the game, it's still male dominated. We so used to hearing so many of the iconic and legendary male DJs that have been in the game for a long time, and we don't hardly hear the female DJs that should get the accolades like you have over the past few years, and we want to make sure that we shine a light to them as well as give women advice on what it takes to be a DJ. But before we get into that, DJ Timeko, I want to talk about your background, getting into the profession of DJing. What actually made you want to become a DJ?
Well, I would have to say it started when I was younger. When I was just a kid, I loved to go. I had a cousin, and he was a college DJ, and he would take me to the record store, and we'd go, I would help him, pick out records. And, I would see, how much money he would spend on records every week. He would spend, $200, $300 on records every week. And just as a kid, I was thinking, wow, that's dumb. I don't want to have a job where I have to pay all this money every week. I love music. And so I never really thought about it. My parents didn't really think that DJing was an occupation, and they pushed me more go to college. And, I kind of just forgot about it. I never, took it seriously as an occupation. But once I became an adult, and I was just man, I love music so much. And I had a friend who was a DJ, and he's man, your music knowledge is, so deep that I need you to come help me. Help me DJ. And I'm okay, cool. I'm just going. I didn't really know what he had in mind, but I ended up helping him. It just started off just telling him, hey, this song is hot, this song is hot, this song is hot. And then I would, hey, this, you should fix this with this. And he had a radio station. And it was called, actually called Livewire Urban Radio. It was one of the first online radio stations here in Denver. And I had I had the opportunity to actually work at the station with him. And I learned, all the different roles in internet radio. And I was actually doing social media. I started engineering the podcast for the different DJs that were on there. And, I looked up and I could do everything in there except DJ. And, I said, hey, mix this with this, do this. And, the DJs were like, why don't you just do it yourself? Why don't you start DJing? Like, you know everything else. And so I was like, you know what, that's a good idea. I think I will. So luckily for me, I had access to about 20 different DJs, and I would just watch them. I would watch their style. I would watch their technique. I would ask them 50 million questions. What's this? And that's how my DJ career started, actually. And when I first started, it was, hardly any female DJs in Denver at all. It was a few. They were doing like techno or just being like a radio personality, but not actually physically DJing. So I'm really glad that I got in on it. While it was still vinyl, I learned how to DJ on turntables. And the thing that I like about starting back then as opposed to now, what I think the big difference is, we didn't have as much, it wasn't YouTube tutorials, and it wasn't this, and it wasn't that. Like, if you wanted to learn how to DJ, you actually had to have a mentor who showed you how to use the equipment and how to DJ. And I think what's more important as far as having a mentor is they can tell you, hey, this is what you charge. This is it, because it's more to DJing than just actual DJing. If you have a mentor, they can kind of walk you through the business side of it also, which is equally important. Mm-hmm. And so I learned how to DJ on vinyl. I learned I can use vinyl, CDJs, controllers, basically anything. And if I was to give some advice to someone new coming into the game, I would suggest that you try to get an older mentor to teach you how to DJ. I know things have changed tremendously now. You can just go buy a controller and watch a YouTube tutorial and then bam, you're a DJ, but it's just so much more to it. And it just depends on if you're doing it for a hobby or you want to do it for a profession. It just turned out to be a profession for me, because I'm like, hey, I'm spending more time DJing than I am doing anything else in my life. So I need to be able to be compensated for this. Mm-hmm. So I can, take care of myself. So that's how I started DJing professionally.
And so to fast forward, you became another Fleet DJ within the Fleet DJ organization. How did that come about? How did you become an official Fleet DJ?
Well, how that worked was that, even though I had access to all these different DJs, it kind of was people had already. So I started DJing in my 30s, okay, and a lot of other DJs here started in high school, and I felt that they kind of had a slight advantage over me. I felt like people already had their DJs that they liked, or, because they say, oh, I'm having a party, hey, you need a DJ. Oh, well, my DJ is such and such. I only use this DJ, or I only use this, or I only, it was just kind of hard for me to get my feet wet, and the competition was kind of, the competition was heated, a lot of DJs were DJing professionally, like this is how they paid their bills, so once you get a spot, you kind of do whatever you need to do to make sure you keep that spot and nobody comes in and takes it, basically. So it was kind of hard to get in, I'm like, let me open for you, let me do this, let me do that. And so I would just get frustrated, and I wanted to quit, but I was like, you know what, I like doing this too much to quit. So I did have some DJs that would let me open for them. I would play at like 8 or 9 o'clock until people got there, and then when they got there, they were like, okay, it's my turn. So I knew Classic is the CEO of Flea DJs, and he reached out to me. We had a good, hearty conversation, and he was like, hey, get down with us. I love being a part of Flea DJs because they're like a close-knit family, and a lot of the DJs were on the East Coast, and I think Denver is kind of considered West Coast. We have a lot more of a West Coast influence, so it was like another culture, another DJ culture that I got to learn, and I met so many like fantastic DJs, and I have like a big network. It's like a big family, and it's actually how I met Marsha with BV Mobile Apps was at a Fleet conference. So basically, like all my national hookups I got from Fleet DJs are just like so awesome. I love them, and I did win. I won 2 of my awards for being Female DJ of the Year for Fleet in 2014 and 2015.
And I was just going to ask you that. It's funny that you brought that up because you was voted Female Fleet DJ of the Year, or shall I say years, 2014 and 2015, as well as SEA Female DJ of the Year in 2014.
Yeah.
That is incredible with these great accolades here.
Well, thank you. Yes, especially by me being in Denver. Like the SEA award was in Tunica, Mississippi, which is pretty much Memphis. And one of the awards I got for Fleet DJs was in Atlanta, and I think the other one was in Charlotte. So I was just so excited. Like I was on like all these I didn't say no to anything, like whatever radio station, this, that, the other. I just put myself out there, and I was just really excited. Like with the internet, you could do something and anybody can see, so I was just super, super excited about winning those awards.
DJ Timeko on the telephone lines right here on the BV Mobile Apps podcast with your host, Sean Garvey, and we're talking about women in this profession, providing advice for women who want to be DJs. From Spinnerella, who we all know and love from Salt and Pepper, to DJ Naturel. So many female DJs out there, right? But they don't get the same recognition as the seasoned or iconic DJs that we grew up to know. DJ Kid Capri, to DJ Jazzy Jeff, to DJ Scratch, to DJ Funkmaster Flex. I can go on and on and on, Timeko. Why is it, in your perspective, in your opinion, your observation, why do you think a lot of female DJs don't get the recognition that they deserve?
Well, I think it's not just DJing. I think it's like that with any profession. In corporate America, it's the same way. A lot of my friends with jobs in different, they work in different capacities. They all say the same thing. I don't know why. I think it's maybe just like the attitudes and even in pay. A lot of women in corporate America say that they get paid a lot less than their male counterparts. So I don't know why it is. I think maybe it goes back to the old days where the guys are supposed to do the work and maybe the women are supposed to stay home and take care of the kids. In this whole movement, women want to be equal and we can do everything, that a man can do. I don't know why, but I feel if you want to be successful in this business, you cannot think about that. Don't get caught up in the politics of it. You just think about you and your skills and what you're worth. And, and I feel a lot of times women, maybe we just don't know how to be aggressive when it comes to maybe the the negotiation part of the payment, you know. Maybe that has something to do with it. But, you know, I always make sure that I deliver more than I charge, if that makes sense. You know, it's a lot to go into it, you know. Just simple things like being on time to your gigs, not being drunk at your gig. Things like that are what people are looking for. They want stability. They want, you know, consistency. Those are the kind of things that you can say, hey, you know, I'm professional. You're charging for your professionalism just as much as your skill set. You know what I mean? So I would suggest just like, you know, and then I think another thing is, you know, as female DJs, we all have to worry about getting hit on from everyone. You know, I think female DJs are sexy, and it's something about it, you know, we attract a lot of guys. And, you know, you can't just get, like, caught up in that. It's a lot of, you know, promoters that'll, hey, you know, people will get away with what you let them get away with, basically. And what I started doing, you know, people will say, hey, or what are you doing tonight? You know, oh, it's an emergency. I had a DJ call out on me. I need you to fill in for him. Okay, cool. How much? I got $50 for you. You know, and you're like, $50? You know, and you have to start thinking about, hey, you know, I've been doing this 3 years. I got all this equipment. I've invested all this, you know. You have to learn how to say no to gigs that you feel are not paying enough or not what you want to do. And, you know, they'll get mad. They'll say, oh, well, you weren't doing anything tonight anyway. Oh, you know, such and such will do it for $50. You know, and they try to, you know, they'll try to mind trick you into, well, just do it. Just, you know, just do it. And if this works out, you know, I'll pay you this much, or I'll pay you that much. So you got to learn how to just say no. And I've said no sometimes if I like really, really needed that money, but I'm glad that I did, you know, because all the promoters, all the clubs, they talk, oh, Timeko will do it for $100, or, you know, you don't want to be put in that cheap DJ category. So definitely saying no to things that you don't want to do, or, you know, and make sure you get a price and stick to the price.
I want to piggyback on something that you said a few moments ago, and that is in regards to payment. And so you brought up a good point earlier where it has been mentioned before that men get paid more. There's tend to be an equal pay issue between men and women, the wage gap, if you will. And you have guys that just happen to get paid more than women. And so as a female DJ, how do you encourage other female DJs to speak up and to get their message across the masses, letting them know, like, hey, you know, we are professional DJs as well too. We want to be seen as equal. We want to get paid just as much as our male counterparts. How can women speak up and get that message across as a female DJ?
Well, I think, I mean, and it's not just females. I know it's male DJs that I've heard. I'm like, man, like, he's really, really good, but he's getting way less than everybody else. It's a couple of factors. Some people have managers to negotiate. I feel if you feel like you're not at that point, or you're not confident in your negotiations, to kind of get a and not necessarily a manager, get a booking agent who books these things for you. Have someone talk for you. You know, you tell them, hey, I don't want to DJ here. I'm not DJing less than $300. I need I want a drink tab and I want this. You know, tell the booking agent what you want, and he will go out and he will do the negotiations for you. And they don't get paid unless you get paid. So they're going to make sure that you get paid, you know, usually anywhere between 10 and 20%. But I feel that's not that bad. You know, if I always had like a male booking agent, you know, and that worked out very well for me. You know, if you don't feel confident in your negotiations, have a guy negotiate for you. Mm-hmm. And I feel it's the same thing, you know.
DJ Timeko on the telephone lines, BV Mobile Apps Podcast. Sean Garvey here with you guys, and we're talking about women, aspiring female DJs who want to be DJs. We're providing some great information to you. And my next question, DJ Timeko, is the environment, because there are some environments where it is very mature, very intimate, very relaxed. And then there are some environments where it tends to get crazy. It tends to get all the way turned up. How should a female DJ conduct herself in those particular environments, or in a certain environment where it will get or potentially get a little bit crazy or out of control at times?
I say I've worked in some very like crazy out of control. I've had residencies at very crazy out of control clubs. I worked at a club where they actually had a gun in the DJ booth. You know, they're like, you know, use it if you need to. Me personally, I bring someone with me. It makes me feel a little bit more comfortable, you know, if I have a guy there with me or another girl, just somebody there with me. Me personally, I've never, the one thing that I'm the most proud about my DJ career is I've never had a fight, a shootout, or altercation while I'm DJing. And I mean, being in these hood clubs week after week after week, 2 or 3 nights a week for 10 years, that's like, I just brag, you know, about myself. That's like, you know, that's like what I'm most proud of. And even though you're in those kind of environments, what I do, you know, the one thing about being in the DJ booth, usually you have a vantage point. You can see everything that's going on. And not necessarily see, but you can feel it. Like, you have to, being a DJ, you have to walk in a room and you have to feel the vibe. You have to go by your feelings. You know, you can look out and see, like, you know, it's a mixture of feelings, the vibe, and common sense. You know, if you look out and you see it's a whole bunch of Crips and Bloods in there, don't play a bunch of Crip and Blood music. You know what I mean? You get them hyped. Don't play, you know, as a DJ, you will learn what songs to play, and that will crank it up, and you'll learn what songs to play to kind of diffuse the situation. So me, what has worked for me is I play a lot of songs about sex. You know, so hopefully, which it has worked so far, they're worried about trying to get somebody's number and who they're going to go home with as opposed to who they're going to shoot after the club.
Okay.
And I feel like it's my responsibility. Like, I take it very seriously. You know, when I go to DJ, it's up to me. I can completely ruin everybody's night, or I can make this the best night these people have ever had. It's up to me.
Right.
And I like whatever personal problems I have going on, I have to check it at the door. You know, when I first started DJing, I had a boyfriend and he broke up with me right before I had to go DJ.
Wow.
And I'm setting up my stuff. I'm crying. I'm like wiping my little tears. And I'm like, you good? Yeah, I'm good. You know, my allergies. This is allergies. No, I'm good. You know, I'm good. And I didn't realize it, but like all the songs I was playing, like all this Keisha Cole and Mary J. Blige,
Yeah.
and, oh man! And so this guy came up to me. He's like, "Man, Timeko, like, I don't know what's going on with you, but you're kind of killing our action out here. Like, can you play something else? And it just clicked. Like, oh my gosh, like you actually play how you feel. So I have to make sure that I'm in the correct mind state when I go in, and I think that's why a lot of DJs drink a lot of alcohol and they do drugs and they, to try to keep themselves in that party frame of mind so we could keep everybody else happy.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, I might have like a shot or something with somebody, but I don't drink on the job like that because I'm not getting drunk. I have thousands of dollars worth of equipment. I'm not, you'll forget something if you're sober. So
Yeah.
I can only imagine trying to, pack my stuff up at the end of the night and I'm drunk. But I've seen it happen so many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But, you just have to have that. And that's what makes a good DJ. You have to have crowd control. You have to get on the mic. Hey, we didn't come here for that. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
We're here to party. If you don't want to do that, you need to leave. A good DJ can control their crowd either on the mic, through the music, or both.
I want to piggyback again on something that you said a few moments ago, and that is the aspect of bringing your issues to work. And I've seen it happen with certain DJs in clubs or in venues where, they having a bad day, something happened to them outside of the club and they just happen to bring it into the job. And for women, there's a emotional connection there that a lot of women can relate to when it comes to matters of the heart or things that's going on in their personal lives when they bring that to work. What is your advice to women and female DJs on when it comes to personal matters and they bring it to work? How can they overcome that and how should they manage that?
Well, what worked for me, I make sure, I try to make sure that my mind is as clear as possible before I go DJ. So what I try to do is make sure that I have everything together the day before. I make sure I have all my music, everything is organized, everything is packed in a bag. I got everything, I've practiced, I know what I'm going to do, I got everything ready. So the day of, I kind of relax. I might go get my nails done, or I might, just relax. I try not to get on social media and look at something that might upset me. I try not to watch any television programs, news, anything that might upset me. I just avoid things that, you have triggers. You know what upsets you. If you and your boyfriend are arguing, don't answer the phone. Don't do it. Talk to him later. Trust me, it'll be better. And I actually started meditating before. I used to, when I first started, I would get anxiety. Believe it or not, I'm very introverted and I'm very quiet and I'm very shy. I just happen to love music, and sometimes those, it doesn't match, but when I would go up to DJ and I would look out at all the people and I would just get terrified. Like, they're all looking at you. They're all like, make me dance, and you're just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I started meditating before. I would do breathing exercises to help my nerves, to like calm my nerves. And it helped me, but the only thing that helps you get better is doing it. The more you do it, the more confident that you become in your abilities. And you you can DJ subconsciously. Like, before I'd be like counting, like, okay, I'm gonna bring it in like 1, 2, 3, go. Now I have DJed so many times at so many different places, nothing bothers me anymore. I can DJ and talk to somebody at the same time. I can eat and DJ. You know, I can multitask now, and I feel comfortable in my abilities to know, hey, I can still rock this crowd and eat this chicken at the same time. I made sure I, didn't hang around a certain kind of people, or, didn't want to have any relationship issues there. Because, I mean, it's enough issues as it is without having to deal with extra stuff.
Right.
It's difficult. These people are drunk. Coming up to you, they're trying to touch you, they're trying to hug on you, they're blah, 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 blah. I don't understand what they're saying. Hey, play. You're like, what is that? Oh, you the DJ, you don't know? You're like, what? What are you talking about? So you already have to be on your P's and Q's. You want to do the best you can. You got to be observant. Like I said, if you see somebody pulling a gun out, you want to make sure you stop the music, get on the mic. Hey, security, over there by the back door.
Right.
Go handle that. Try to diffuse the situation. People are coming up to me. Hey, somebody parked behind me. Can you get on the mic and tell them to move their car? They got a blue Honda. All this, you're trying to mix and blend. You got your headphones on. You're trying to see what you're going to play next. I lost my keys. Hey, I found a phone in the bathroom. Hey, you know where to get some drugs? Has anybody found any drugs in here? You have all these people coming up to all these different things. That's why I like to have somebody with me. I'll have somebody stand there like, hey, what do you need? Okay, I'll tell her. Or no, I'm not going to tell her that. Or, you know what I mean? Just have somebody there with me. Even, hey, can you give me some water? Can you go give me a Sprite? Can you, I got to go to the bathroom. Can you press this button? If the song, if it sounds like the song going on, can you press this button? But like I said, all of this is just trial and error. You learn something new every time you DJ, and you just got to customize your thing to what's comfortable for you.
Speaking of social, and I want to switch gears for one moment, DJ Timeko, because a lot of the marketing and promotion these days happen on social media, and we're still in the business of sex sales. And there's this misconception, this myth out there that if a woman doesn't put out or doesn't show any skin on social media or other media entities or media platforms, she's not going to get the same kind of reaction as the other woman or the other female that is willing to do that. But as a DJ yourself, being that you are a woman and a female DJ, what is your advice to women when it comes to marketing and promoting themselves on social media? Do they have to play that game of putting out or putting an image out there that is to some degree sensual or sexual to get feet in the clubs, or can they switch it up and do something creative to get the traffic that they need to get in those venues? What is your advice?
Well, I feel that, first of all, people need to realize that DJing is an occupation. It's not who you are. So if you want to go out and sleep with all these people, or you feel you need to do that, that's probably what you were doing before you started DJing. I feel that that's more of a character trait than a job description. Now, I have, when I first started DJing, I just practice. I looked up one day, everything is social media. I'm like, oh, man, I maybe have about, on Instagram, I maybe have about 5,000 followers. And, that's pretty good. It's not great after 10 years, I should probably have thousands and thousands of followers, but I believe in organic followers. I don't pay for followers. You know, it's a lot more options now. You can pay, like, hey, you get $80. Tomorrow you'll have 20,000 people on social media. The thing about social media is that you put on there what you want people to see. It's not reality. Social media is not reality, you know. A lot of people are paying for follow. You know, these people don't know you. You paid for them, you know. And I would prefer to have organic, like, hey, these people actually followed me. Like, I didn't pay for them to follow me. I have seen DJs pay for some followers and be really successful. Like, they'll say, and let me rewind a little bit. Like I said, it just happened so fast. It used to be, you know, hey, I want to DJ at this club. I'm going to go talk to the promoter. I'm going to make a mix. I'm going to give them a CD. I'm going to, you know. It doesn't work like that anymore. Now they're looking at your Instagram. And I think what it is when I first started DJing, it was specific roles. It was club owner, was a promoter, and it's a DJ. You know, the club owner takes care of all the club stuff. The promoter gets the flyers, does the invites. Now, before, it used to, hey, we're pressing up flyers. Everybody's standing out on the corner. Hey, you know, come here Friday night. That was the promoter's job. They had a street team. They would make sure they got the word out. Everybody, make sure you come. The DJ would have to just get there, show up, and play music, and that's it. Now, through all this social media, somewhere, I think the roles got blurred because now they expect the DJ to bring the crowd. They want to be able to say, I'm DJ Timeko was going to be here Friday, and they expect 500 people to come because you put me on the flyer. Now, and then that goes for pay too. You know, hey, these big name DJs like Kid Capri, you know, he came to Denver and it was sold out like immediately. You know, and if you know, if they will compensate you accordingly, a lot of these DJs make more because they are doing more of the promotional role. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's a DJ here. He DJs. He gets about, you know, $700 or $800, where they might pay somebody else like $300 or $400. You know, and everybody's like, why does he get so much? He makes the flyers. He gets a street team. He's adding value to his DJing, you know. And so now it's not about, are you good? Can you mix? Can you DJ? Just, hey, is music going to be playing? Because the promotion, like the promoter's mind, they feel like all we're doing is pressing buttons. I could get a jukebox. I could play my Pandora. All you're doing is pressing buttons. They don't see or care about the worth. All they care about is how much money can I get? How much money can I make tonight? And, you know, you have to think realistically. Like, if I come in with my T-shirt and my tennis shoes and I have a great set, you know, that's cool. I have followers that'll come. But if I come to the club and I have some pasties on my titties and a G-string, more people are going to come to see that, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, that goes back to the beginning of the conversation. You have to know who you are. You know, it's a lot of models that said they wanted to be DJs. If you have a beautiful body, show it off. You know, I'm not going to slut shame anybody. Hey, get it how you live.
Right.
Okay? If you got a nice body, if that's how you want to present yourself, then do that. You know, if you want to be respected for your skills, then cover up, but you have to deal with what comes after that. If you want to cover up, you might have to deal with the fact that they decided to go with somebody naked as opposed to you, even though you're a better DJ.
Yeah.
If you come in there naked, you have to deal with the fact that you might have to be fighting off guys at the end of the night. They might get the wrong idea. They might be, inappropriate with you, or they may feel that you're loose because you're dressed like that. Each option has its pros and cons, but you got to just be you. You got to be authentic.
DJ Timeko on the Lines, BV Mobile Apps Podcast. I have two more questions, DJ Timeko, and one of them is engaging in the crowd, and I know we talked a little bit about that early on in the podcast. You have DJs that have loud voices, and you have DJs that have soft voices, and you have DJs that don't talk at all. They just play the music. But for female DJs that want to not only play the music, but also engage with the crowd, talk to the people as if they are a part of the crowd, what is the science in regards to engaging to the crowd? Like, how should they sound and where should they speak from? I was always taught as a radio personality to speak from your diaphragm. So what is the science behind that?
Well, I think so. As far as that, I think radio is different because it's quiet. When you're in a club, people are loud. It's loud. People aren't going to be checking for the acoustics of your performance. And then, like I said, I keep going back to just being your authentic self, because, like I said, I'm quiet. I was an introvert. I'm not on there. I'm not on the mic. Like I said, I'll come early, or I already know the people. I'll talk to them. Hey, I'm glad you're here because that DJ they had last time, he talked over the song. Oh, you don't like that? No, we don't like all that talking. Oh, okay. All right, cool. But what, hey, what songs do you like? Oh, I like Lil Wayne. I like this. I like that. Okay. So I already know. I make it a point to talk to these people, know these people, feel these people's vibes. So I might, after I do my little investigation of who's all in there, I can get up there and I can play Lil Wayne because I know these people over here said they like it. So instead of getting on all the mic, hey, I need y'all to get to the dance floor right now, they're already going to come because they're playing what they want. Because you took the time out to find out what they want, But it all depends on your personality. I know a lot of DJs that are loud and boisterous. I went to school with you. You were loud and boisterous and crazy on the playground. So incorporate that into your DJing, If you like to talk, then talk. A lot of times, if DJs don't have as many skills, hey, they can play a song, stop it, talk, play the next song. No one, unless they have like musical knowledge, no one is going to say, oh, hey, you didn't transition up correctly. Or, all they're going to say is, hey, I like that song and I like the song afterwards.
Right.
So I think it's a matter of just knowing when to talk. Don't talk while they're in the middle of the song. Wait till it's a break, stop it. I think it's just a matter of just knowing when to do what. Me personally, I hear a lot of people complain like, hey, I'm tired of him. I don't want to hear all that damn talking. I just came to drink and dance. That's it. I don't want to hear all that. Some people do. Sometimes if it's a birthday party, hey, shout out such and such, it's my birthday. Everybody come, just drink, put some money on it, It is times when I do have to, blah, 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 but you have to know when and where to do it. And I feel if you have advanced DJ skills, if you're mixing, if you're blending, if you're, scratching, if you're doing all that, nobody's going to hear it if you're talking over it.
Right.
So some DJs do their talking with their hands. Some DJs are on the mic hollering. But I think it all depends on your personality type. Because I've seen some DJs just kill it, and they're just playing stuff and hollering on the mic, and they didn't do anything really technical. And I've seen some DJs not say anything all night, and the dance floor was packed the entire night. You know, so that's the good thing about DJs is there's so many of us and so many different styles. You can do what you want, but I feel like you'll have the most success if you're your authentic self,
right,
and not try to be somebody else.
One last question, and I keep bringing up about your accolades, and you deserve all the awards that you have received because you put in the work. A woman, a female DJ is listening right now, and she wants to get to the level of where you at, and she want to be able to win those awards. She want to be able to, you know, be the next female DJ of the year for this particular organization and for that particular organization. What all does it take for a female DJ to get to that level of success and to win awards? What does one have to do?
Well, I think the first thing you should do is kind of investigate what awards are out there, when, you know, and follow them on Instagram, follow them on social media. Look, they usually have a list of these are the people that won last year. Go look up the people that won last year. I looked up let me see who won last year. Let me see who won the year before that. Let me see what they're looking for, or what they did, or where they're at, or what they're doing. And a lot of times, it's good to interact. Because the Southern Entertainment Awards, even if I don't go that year, I still interact with them. Oh, hey, like their statuses, comment on their statuses. And a lot of times, they'll ask you, hey, you want to come to the awards? Or, hey, you want to present an award? You want to present an award? Oh, yeah, sure, I'll present an award. They might ask you to do something else, but you're there. Now that you're there, you can network with everybody else. I would also say follow your favorite DJs. What I discovered is that through the internet, everybody is accessible. Maybe not a Beyonce. Beyonce may not text you back. But, if it's a DJ in your city, hey, I really like, I like that transition that you did. I like this, I like that. And also, I would say to work with as many artists as possible. Because a lot of times, if you push your artist and your artist gets nominated for something, because usually it's just one DJ, like it'll say, okay, usually these award shows have a lot of different categories, and the focus isn't necessarily on the DJ. You'll have best club DJ, best female DJ, best technical DJ, or something like that, but it's only going to be a few categories. But just think how many categories they have for artists. Best male, best group, best female, group, solo, album, single. If you have an artist that you have worked with and they get nominated, you automatically get to go with them and perform and be at these awards because you are their DJ. Mm-hmm. So it's more or less them knowing who you are.
Okay. Yeah, it's all about who you are as a person and how you want to represent yourself and the brand.
Right.
Gotcha.
And also read the rules. They'll tell you, hey, who's determining if I win or not? Some of them, people have to vote. Okay, well then, if you have to get people to vote, then hey, you have to make a flyer. You got to do a Facebook invite. You got to put it on Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever format that you use. You have to, hey, I'm nominated for this. Can you go vote for me? Hey, can you go vote for me? Hey, can you go vote for me? So, you want to make sure that you're reaching as many people as possible.
Well, DJ Timeko, it has been fun. It has been great talking to you. You provided some great information on the BV Mobile Apps podcast, and that's what we're here for, is to guide people, especially women who want to be in the business of being DJs, on how to be a successful DJ and how to make it and survive in a male-dominated industry and do all the right things that you need to do in order to be respected as a female DJ, to earn money, to make the money that you want to make, and to brand yourself and win all kinds of awards. So DJ Timeko, I really appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. And before we let you go, how can people follow you? Where can people follow you on social media if they want to reach out to you to perform at a wedding, at an event? How can people get in contact with you?
You can always reach me at DJ Timeko on all social platforms. It's DJ Timeko.
Okay.
And I'm really easy to get a hold of. So I do travel. As you were saying before, I travel. Just I want to expand my horizons. I've done a lot of different stuff, but I just really love DJing. I love working with artists. I do a lot of artist development. I do distribution also with Empire and Symphonic. Just like I said, just helping artists. I do a lot of radio shows, podcasts. I'm pretty much an all-around DJ. I do it all.
And you mentioned podcasts and radio shows. So how can people find out about your radio shows, your podcasts? How can they tune in and listen to your mixes and your content?
Well, I have all of that information on my Instagram and on my Facebook. I have a fan page, and I update that daily about what I have going on. You never know where I'm going to be or what I've got going on. So I just update my social media sites with all my information and mixes that I have available.
All right. Okay, so it's at DJ Timeko, and it is at DJ Timekot. That's where people can follow you on all social media.
Yes.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, DJ Timeko, much success to you. Keep doing your thing in the industry, and we look forward to hearing some more great stuff from you. And you're gonna keep winning awards. We're just gonna put that out there in the universe. You're gonna keep winning these awards. You're very multi-talented, and we can't wait to see what else you are going to bring into the near future. So, award-winning Flea DJ, and I gotta say Flea DJ, of course, because she is a part of the Flea DJ family. DJ Timeko on the telephone lines. Thank you so much for being on the BB Mobile Apps podcast today.
Well, thank you, and I wanted to tell you guys I appreciate you guys also for all the work that you've done providing apps for all the DJs in the music industry. A lot of people don't specialize, so like you guys absolutely just take care of all the musicians, the DJs. We appreciate you guys as well. I love BB Mobile Apps, and I always recommend you guys to anybody that's looking for an app.
Yes, bbmobileapps.com is the website. Absolutely. And be on the lookout, ladies and gentlemen, for the brand new, all new and improved DJ Timeko app. And it's coming soon. It's definitely coming. Be on the lookout for that. All right, DJ Timeko, thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing new great things from you in the near future. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was DJ Timeko on the BV Mobile Apps podcast with Sean Garvey. And once again, the website is bbmobileapps.com. Now, if you are in the market of getting your app customized, or are you looking for a reliable source to create an app for you, don't look any further. Go to BB Mobile Apps right now. They will take care of you. The website is bbmobileapps.com. That's bbmobileapps with an S.com. I'm Sean Garvey. Follow me on all your social media at Sean Garvey on Facebook and at Sean Garvey ATL on Twitter and on Instagram. And don't forget, if you want to send us an email and let us know what you think about today's podcast and more, send us an email to podcast@bvmobileapps.com. That's podcast@bvmobileapps.com. Until then, and until the next time, we will talk to you soon. Take care.
It's a new year. It's a new day. We're starting it over. Starting the day.
Thank you for listening to the BV Mobile Apps Podcast with your host, Sean Garvey. For more information about BV Mobile Apps, visit the website, bvmobileapps.com. Don't forget to follow BV Mobile Apps on social media at BV Mobile Apps. Tune in again next time on the BV Mobile Apps Podcast.